Here are 15 of the deadliest super weapons from the Warhammer universe. These weapons from the least in the list could obliterate at least a small planet and at the most could destroy the entire galaxy itself. So let's get into it. At number 15 we have the Nova Cannon. The Nova Cannon is a weapon of ancient origin dating back to the Dark Age of technology and is found only in a few classes of starships of the Imperium. A typical Nova Cannon is made up of a series of powerful gravimetric impellers that can accelerate a projectile to a fraction of the speed of light. These missiles will either burn as bright as tiny stars or implode, exerting a catastrophic gravity force on everything within thousands of kilometers of the detonation. 14. We have the Gravitik Whip. This is the only super weapon entry from the Orcs. It is a massively powerful gravity weapon in the form of a green tentacle-like whip of energy that strikes out towards its target and either tear it apart almost instantly or wrap around it and slowly crush it as the gravitic shear intensifies. It has been used to stop and destroy entire fleets of the Imperium ships in one slash, as well as pull lesser planets towards it, causing untold amounts of damage in the process. Number 13. The Black Cubes. These are ancient weapons of mass destruction created millions of Terran years ago. They were chaos artifacts requiring a blood ritual to activate, and once started could never be deactivated due to the buildup of warp energy. It could transform a planet's climate, unleashing toxic fumes, cyclonic winds, or extreme heat, ultimately destroying all life in the planet. During the Great Crusade, the North rebels used one of these to destroy their world to prevent Imperial conquest. Number 12. The Katan Shards. These shards are artifacts of near unlimited power and have the ability to project energy blasts, control the minds of lesser beings, influence the flow of time, and even exile foes to different universes. They are fragments of ancient Katan star gods that ate stars for lunch. With one, a user may project transdimensional thunderbolts, or even shower enemies with rocks, or convert into black holes or singularities to disrupt gravity and destroy a whole moon or even a small planet. Number 11. The Cyclonic Torpedo. These are employed by the Imperium of Man under the extreme case where a planet is deemed unsalvageable or its existence was a threat to other Imperial systems. The action or operation is termed as exterminators. There are two types, one which is called the Atmospheric Incinerator Torpedo and the other is the two-stage Cyclonic Torpedo. They both operate as thermonuclear reactions that ignites all free oxygen in the atmosphere or as nuclear fusion-assisted plasma bombardments. The explosion is enough to crack the crust and destabilize the core of a planet. Number 10. The Virus Bombs. Another weapon used in the case of an exterminators. Virus bombs unleash a genetically engineered pathogen known as a life-eater virus, which is designed to eradicate all forms of life. The virus is programmed to transform live cells of any species or even life forms violently, causing infected creatures to melt into a slurry of biological slag that rapidly produces a very flammable gas. Then, a single spark will cause a planetary firestorm that obliterates everything into ash and molten slag. Number 9. The Armageddon Gun. So another weapon of the Chaos Forces, the Planet Killer, was built around a central directed energy cannon of unfathomable magnitude and unknown type, and was capable of destroying entire worlds with its powerful main weapon, and this weapon was known as the Armageddon Gun. It is hypothesized that the energies that it summons to obliterate planets like Savaven and Stranivar were from inside the warp itself, and it is impossible to replicate such tech without being entirely corrupted yourself. Number 8. The Vulcan Storm Accelerator. These are massive, powerful Dark Age of Technology era weapons. The God Emperor's flagship Imperator Somnium was the only known vessel with such a weapon. The Vulcan weaponry were poorly understood and impossible to produce now, even with the most sophisticated Mechanicus forge worlds. The knowledge is just lost to time. These weapons could detonate organic materials into ash and flames instantaneously. A hand weapon could cause one to combust instantly. Imagine a gigantic version on a 57-kilometer long battle carrier. Number 7. The Fireheart. This is an Eldari doomsday weapon that can kill entire planets if given enough psychic force. They have since devastated dozens of worlds in order to deplete the resources of the Hive Fleet Leviathan, the Tyranids, destroying a large portion of the fleet as a result because they all feed on biomass. It is a complicated nodal resonator capable of inducing severe death throes into a planet's molten core and sending lakes of lava bubbling to the surface, searing everything on the crust, although it needs the sacrifice of Farseers to activate it, although in recent years the Eldari have managed to overcome this obstacle. Number 6. The Aeonic Orb. These are essentially pocket Death Stars, as they hold the energy of entire stars within them. Created during the war in heaven against the Old Ones, these orbs require a Katan to first devour a star to provide the energy needed to fuel it. The power of this weapon, an artificial solar flare, is unmatched and can destroy anything in its path with any level of void shielding, and if it melts down, the orb will become a small star again, thereby killing anything within its stellar radius. Number 5. The World Engines. These moon-sized derelict ships have a deadly super weapon called a gas projector, which are super advanced tech capable of turning entire surface of a planet into constituent atoms and molecules, ripping out everything and scorching the entire world. One of the world engines were destroyed by the Imperium, but it took millions of guardsmen and an entire chapter of Space Marines to finish the job, as well as a few Cyclonic torpedoes in the end. Number 4. The Blackstone Fortresses. These are archaic and ancient super weapons of unknown origins. When fully engaged, a Blackstone Fortress is capable of breaching the barrier between rail space and warp space, generating a beam of pure immaterium capable of annihilating everything in its path. This may be combined with other fortresses to produce a more powerful beam, as demonstrated by Abaddon's use of 2 fortresses to destroy the planet called Fulleris, and also 3 fortresses combined together to trigger a star to go supernova. Number 3. The Sun Eaters. Well, nothing was beyond the Eldari's reach at their peak of their society. The ancient race, millions of years ago, went on experimenting with science and depravity, oblivious to or unwilling to recognize the doom that awaits them. One such result of their science was the Sun Eaters, devices and weapons that steal the energy of their enemy's star and utilize it to power their own civilization. These are still in use by the Dark Elder, as evident by their black suns, which are testament to such powerful devices. Number 2. The Breath of the Gods. Really sought after by the Eldari, the Necrons actually originally produced the Breath of the Gods to feed the Katan, as it drains baseline cosmic energy and stellar energy from both the future and the past. The energy is then subsequently given to the ravenous or hungry Katan. Taking energy from a star in the past can force it to go supernova sooner than expected and set off a chain reaction. With the accumulated energy, this device may also create new planets and stars, but as a weapon, it is truly terrifying. And number 1. The Celestial Orrery. This is no doubt the most powerful weapon in this grim, dark universe, unrivaled in sheer destructive potential by none other. Built before the war in heaven by the Necrons and located in the tomb world of Thanatos, the Celestial Orrery is a web of hologram and living metal that records the positions of every star in the Milky Way galaxy. But if you move just a little star just out of its place, you can actually destroy that star, and destroying one of the stars recorded in the Orrery can cause a catastrophic chain reaction that could wipe out the entire galaxy, potentially. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit the like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care, boys.